555 and or 718-577-2916. There are some of you who don't want to be heard for whatever reason, so we provide you, if you're in that category, we do provide you with what I call the cloak of anonymity. By that you can hide behind your keyboard and get access to our email platform, and that address is ZIZ Straight Talk. That's ZIZSTRAIGHTT, beg your pardon, ALK. That's ZIZ Straight Talk, that's one word. ZIZ Straight Talk at gmail.com. ZIZ Straight Talk at gmail.com. My Straight Talk family, in the event you are so minded to participate in the program. And we do want to convey our sympathies to those who have departed. I know the Motley family and others. We do convey our sincere condolences to you. Remember as well, I did recall, I did mention as well Dame Constance Mitchell, who is still mourning the loss of her mom, her dear mom. My Straight Talk family, tonight, with your indulgence, I perhaps want us to reflect on the new session of Parliament, which was opened with much pomp and ceremony at the Royal Ballroom of the St. Kitts Marriott Hotel. Wednesday, that's yesterday, Wednesday, July the 8th at 10 a.m. And as we reflect on the ceremony yesterday, I perhaps can examine briefly the branches of government, and in the process, as I say, that may just help our reflection. If we glance at Part 1, Section 25 of the St. Kitts Nevis Constitution, it stipulates, and I quote, that there shall be for St. Christopher and Nevis a Parliament which shall consist of Her Majesty and a National Assembly, a Parliament and a National Assembly. The Constitution also speaks to the composition, I should say, the composition of the National Assembly, my Straight Talk family. In our case, the National Assembly is a unicameral legislative body that is comprised of the Speaker, 11 elected representatives, and a number of senators, which shall be 3 or such greater number, not exceeding 2/3 of representatives, and the Attorney General when not an elected member. On a point of information, though, a bicameral legislature is a legislature with 2 houses or chambers. Let's look at the British Parliament, for example. That's a bicameral legislature, as it is made up of the House of Commons and the House of Lords. Likewise, in the United States Congress, to be exact, is made up of the House of Representatives and the Senate. The Federation of St. Kitts Nevis is governed by three separate but complementary branches of government, to wit, the legislature, or the National Assembly, or the legislative branch, as it's normally called, the executive, which comprises of the Governor General, the Cabinet and government departments, and the judiciary, or the courts, or some people refer to it as the judicial branch. So the power to run the country is therefore divided amongst these three branches, and it helps us to create, or it helps to create, what it's called checks and balances. Parliament consists of the Governor General and the National Assembly. It is the most important branch of government that makes the laws, including the highest law in the country, the supreme law, the Constitution. Parliament can also change and amend laws. The Governor General is not a member of the National Assembly, but he has the power to attend and address the Assembly at any time. And this we witnessed yesterday when His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton delivered a throne speech. The Governor General has to give what is called royal assent, royal approval, to every bill passed by the National Assembly before the bill is gazetted and officially becomes law. Of critical importance as well are the standing orders which is a set of legislated rules and procedures by which the meetings of the National Assembly are governed. The Speaker of the National Assembly is elected by members, and as the presiding officer, he or she decides all questions of procedure. He or she is expected to maintain order with total impartiality. He or she is expected to protect the privilege of freedom of speech by making certain that all members are provided with a fair opportunity to express their opinions within the parameters of the law. And we have seen Parliament in the past being conducted, and we have our own view of the Parliament and the speakers, how they performed in the past, and even as we speak currently. Now there's an executive, or the executive branch, which governs St. Kitts and Nevis. The Governor General is Her Majesty's the Queen's representative, who is the head of state. The Governor General appoints the Prime Minister and other ministers and assigns responsibilities to them. The Cabinet consists of the Prime Minister and other ministers appointed to it by the Governor General. Cabinet aids and advises the Governor General in the general direction and control of the government. Then we think of the other branch, the judiciary. The judiciary, or the judicial branch of government, is charged with the interpretation of laws and the administration of justice. It vests its authority in the courts that determine and interpret the law. The courts are independent and impartial and subject only to the Constitution and the law. The Supreme Court consists of the Court of Appeal and the High Court. Generally speaking, though, a modern parliament has three functions: representing the electorate, making laws, and overseeing the government through hearings and or inquiries. There is one essential trapping, if I can use this description, and that is the mace. Now, the mace is a symbol of royal authority, without which the National Assembly cannot meet or pass laws. Each time the House is sitting, I'm sure we recognize even yesterday, the Sergeant at Arms carries a mace on his shoulders to the chamber as he leads the Speaker's procession. It is then placed on the table of the Parliament when Parliament is in session, and it is then suspended on its cradle under the table when Parliament goes into committee. And during committee stage, every clause of the bill has to be agreed to, and members vote on any amendments to that bill. Many may be too young to remember when someone tried to steal the mace during a sitting of Parliament. I'm sure many of us don't even remember that. And I do not want to be facetious, but we are on Straight Talk, and on this program we are never economic with the facts. We speak the truth. And that's the only requirement on Straight Talk: speak the truth. Yesterday, truthfully, when I looked at young Akila Byron Nisbet, or rather the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, when I looked at her taking the oath of affirmation of allegiance, I could not help but to recall when her aunt Jean Byron Condor, the wife of Sam Terence Condor, was appointed as a senator sometime in the 80s, I think, or thereabout, when she attempted, then it seemed, to try to grab, steal, or to take and carry away the mace in Parliament without permission of the Speaker or the Sergeant at Arms, and with the obvious intention of disrupting the sitting of Parliament. And what else? I don't know. Perhaps former Deputy Prime Minister Sam Condor, who served in Parliament as the leader of government business for 18 years, can educate us further, as he likes to talk about Parliament and government. He can educate us further on Parliament and or parliamentary procedure, and what is likely, or what is the likely outcome, I should say, when someone steals the mace from Parliament. The parliamentary mace symbolizes royal authority, without which the House cannot meet or pass laws. So imagine when someone steals the mace. But as we reflect, though, on yesterday's sitting of Parliament, we were reminded that in spite of COVID-19, the team Unity Government stands at the threshold of a new and historic era, and with the policies already outlined, they can only redound to a stronger, safer future for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, my Straight Talk family.
Today, my team Unity Government stands at the threshold of a new historic era that is destined to usher into our Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis a period of rebirth, resilience, renewal, and recommitment designed to give our people a stronger, safer future which they so deserve.
Yes, my Straight Talk family, we do deserve that as a people. The results of the June 5th general election were declared on June 6, 2020. The following day, His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton, Governor General, invited Dr. Harris, who in his own deliberate judgment had the support of the majority of representatives, to be Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and form the government which the Governor General oversees, my Straight Talk family.
The results of the June 5, 2020 general election reflect that out of the 11 electoral districts, Team Unity received the majority, having increased its number of representatives in the last parliament from 7 to 9 seats. On Sunday, June 7, 2020, I invited Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, who in my own deliberate judgment had the support of the majority of representatives, to be the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and to form my government, the executive which I oversee.
Yes, it is my understanding as well that the Governor General, Sir Tapley Seaton, also invited Dennis Douglas to be the leader of the opposition, in keeping with his own, the Governor General's own deliberate judgment. The session began, though, with the nomination of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, who both took the office of allegiance, so too the 12 members on the government benches.
Today, as we start the National Assembly, we swear in the representatives and senators who will sit in the Parliament to make the laws which will govern our people. There will be 12 members on the government benches, 9 elected representatives and 3 nominated members, senators, and 3 members on the opposition benches, 2 elected representatives and 1 nominated senator.
To form, though, the remains of the Douglas Labour Party never showed up. And that, as I said, is true to form of Denzel Douglas.
The leadership of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party has taken the decision not to attend the official opening of the National Assembly that is set to take place at 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, July the 8th, 2020.
The short-term representative in East Bastille confirmed receipt of an invitation as well. But
I would have received a package indicating to me that the opening of Parliament would have been today. The letter would have also stated that all the paper would be provided shortly. Could you imagine, as a first-time parliamentarian, there must be some level of excitement, and you would wish for your other family members and your hard workers to be able to celebrate in this moment. This would not have been afforded to me because I would have received one invitation addressed to myself and my wife.
But he got an invitation. This bogus representative, Jeffrey Hanley, just had to follow the instructions of his misguided boss, and he must accept that. And may very well would have lost his only opportunity to put on his red tie, his red shoes, and his red jacket he normally wears, and sit on the opposition benches in Parliament. He may just have lost that opportunity. This bogus representative likes to say that he is with East Bastille, yet he contributes absolutely nothing to the poor people of East Bastille. He likes to say this, my straight-up family.
I give East Bastille the assurance that I am with you as we push the constituency forward.
How? How can you push the constituency forward without giving nothing to the constituency? Nothing at all. One constituent expressed her disappointment, and that of others, that the bogus representative did not go to the Parliament.
Jeffrey, you disappointed me that I was listening to hear you get sworn in, and I'm sure many of the people in East Bastille were very disappointed.
Disappointed already. My Straight Talk family, with no plausible response except to say, except that he had, I should say, to follow the Douglas instructions. He conjured a wishful and empty promise that he will bring this constituent a personal invitation next time. There's no next time, my Straight Talk family. Although he claims he's aware of the importance of the Parliament, my Straight Talk family.
I am quite aware of the importance of Parliament and the role that I would have to play representing all of the people.
So why didn't he go to start his representation of the people? He also engaged in boastful and arrogant chatter, even though he's aware that the journey to determine our fate begins in the High Court tomorrow. My Straight Talk family, the St. Supreme Court Registry issued a civil court list before His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Trevor Ward, QC, and it dates, or is dated, beg your pardon, for Friday, 10th July, which is tomorrow. 7 cases are scheduled. Number 1 case, Ian Patches Liburd versus Jeffrey Hanley et al. And the other cases as well are listed. These cases, my Straight Talk family.
We have filed a lawsuit based on 6 petitions that have been put forward challenging the return results of constituency numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8, with a clear view to trigger fresh elections so that the true will of the people can be determined.
Those are listed on the civil court list, which would come before His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Trevor Ward, QC, God's willing, tomorrow. But Jeffrey Hanley, my Straight Talk family, did not even respond to the claim against him. Instead, he filed a notice of recriminatory grounds, my Straight Talk family. But I can only hope that when it's all over, he will not be a sore loser like his boss, Denzel Douglas, my Straight Talk family. Let's hope he'll not be a sore loser.
These are very, very troubling to us. It is not that we are sore losers at all. That's not it.
But you know, my Straight Talk family, he wants fresh elections. But believe it or not, as I've always said, it's the same old Labour Party with the same old policies and the same old leader. Birds of a feather, it is said, they flock together. Jeffrey Hanley is no different. He may have escaped with what belonged to PEP, the People's Empowerment Program. I don't know yet. But he would not be allowed to steal the people's victory in constituency number 1. He can steal other things, but not the people's victory in number 1. And for those of you who are WhatsApping me and texting me, yes, someone tried to steal the mace. I said to you, when we speak here on Straight Talk, we always speak the truth. That's one condition. I said before, and I would repeat. There's one other essential trapping, if I can use this description. I think it's referred to as the regalia, and that is the mace. The mace is the symbol of royal authority, without which the National Assembly cannot meet or pass laws. each time the house is sitting, the sergeant at arms carries the mace to the chamber as he leads the speaker's procession. He then places the mace on the table of the parliament when parliament is in session, and he puts it below on its cradle under the table when parliament goes into committee. And yes, many of you are obviously too young to remember, or many of you just forgot when someone tried to steal the mace during a sitting of parliament. As I said before, I'll say again, I do not want to be facetious, but we are on Straight Talk, and on this program we talk the truth. When I saw the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet taking the oath of affirmation of allegiance, it just came right back to me. I just recall, I could not help but recall, when her aunt Jean Byron Condor, the wife of Sam Terence Condor, attempted then, back then it seemed, to try to grab, steal, or to take and carry away the mace in Parliament. That was a spectacle. My Straight Dog family, as I said, tomorrow, listed on the court, civil court list, before His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Trevor Ward QC, 7 cases. 1, SKB8CV 2020/0109, and that's the case, or the claim submitted, or election petition I should say, submitted by yours truly, Ian Patrick Liburd versus Jeffrey Hanley. There are 6 other cases which I won't comment about, but Douglas is claiming he wants fresh elections. What do you think? At 9:35, I'll open the lines, entertain your calls, entertain your emails, my Straight Dog family. Before I do so, I wish to implore you though, please respect others. Of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. Let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us try, in all we say and or do, try to be beneficial to all concerned. Let us make sure, my Straight Dog family, let us ensure that in the things we say and or do, we will strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, I go to the lines and say, caller, you are live. Good night.
Yes, let me be the first to wish you all the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
And may the Lord be with you. I know He will be with you. Don't worry, just keep calm. And as you go in that court, may He guide your mouth. Okay? And I wish you all the best. Have a good night. I might call you back, but have a good night for now, and may God be with you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
And thanks for your support. And just for information, the lots of people are asking, the High Court do have virtual sittings. By that, it's conducted via Zoom, via the internet, at the High Court. So there's no, you can't enter that courtroom or say yes tomorrow. And tomorrow, my understanding is just the what they call the court case management, I think it's called. Yes, we're looking forward towards tomorrow, my Straight Dog family. Let's go to the lines. Caller, you live. Hello, caller.
Yes. Good evening, Honorable Patrick Liburd.
Your humble servant.
I just want to wish you all the best luck that can be dished out to you tomorrow. And by God's grace, you will succeed. I told you last week, forget about those people. It don't make no sense thinking about them. leave them alone. He had the best opportunity to put on his clothes and say, well, he went to Parliament. He was had a picture to say he's elected member of Parliament. But the guy know he can't stand on what grounds he have. So he just don't want to embarrass himself. So moving from the red to blue. You understand me? So he think it best is stay out of the limelight, you know. But Patches, what I want to say to you, now risk come, you elected, you get an invitation handled for you and your wife. What do you want to carry? The whole of everybody? No, you can't do that. It's seating. You go by seating and he tell you how we go. You know, you can't go in there and walk with 100 people. No, let me say 96. 96 of them, right? And walk with them in there. You can't do that. It won't work that way. And he should know better. But he take the advice as a good partner, Dr. Denzel Douglas, and run himself into another trap again. Because he won't get no chance again to come in as no member. He will be coming in, if he do come there, he come in at the gallery and look in. You understand me? So forget it, and God with you, the people in Newton with you, your party with you, your government with you, your prime minister with you, your church leader is with you, your church minister is with you, and the people, I think it's all, and your family, your children, everybody are with you. So I won't be there tomorrow because you know how the situation is, but I will be in the square looking on. So God bless you, and go good and come back victorious. God bless you.
Thanks a lot, my dear brother.
Okay.
God bless you as well. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Okay, Brother Patches, good evening, sir.
My dear brother.
God's blessing go with you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And I know you will come out victorious. Brother Patches, I asked the Attorney General a question on Tuesday night program. And the answer that the governor gave, the AG gave me, I know better than that. And this is why I'm going to sing this song here for you tonight. Old pirate killed the little boy and his father. Then they tell him that he must also kill the mother. He say he only went there for 2, but they tell him there was 4 more. So he take a big gun and he shot the ambassador. Then the bad man say that he went down there 4 o'clock. And he search till he find the things what he got. He said they think they're smarter than me, but I search and I search real hard. And the things that I got is the report from Scotland Yard. No, let me say this here, Patches. If he say he went down there 4 o'clock in the morning, and he search, and he find what he got, and you will never find what you looking for. Well, the government only going in there to look for the government asset, the government business. You all went in there to look for his dirty socks and his stinking shoes them, and the toy. So why should he say, I ain't going to find what you're looking for? So I am pleading the answer. And the real answer is there to be spoken. Let the public know what happened. And I'm calling on the authorities. You all could call Scotland Yard and get a copy of the report and let us have it. He getting away with too much stupidness in this country here, doing a lot of foolishness because nobody put no manners on him. We know he is propelled by satanic spirit, and he is what you call political termite and economic kick. He killed the country. He has no good for the country. He do not know to spend money. And that is why he jealous and grudge the Prime Minister. But he will stay out there, walk down Church Street, stay over on the left side when you go in and look up upstairs there, and he can't go up there. Patches, all the best. If I get another chance, I'll come back for me another minute. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. My dear brother, they go straight back to the lines. Call your line. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Queen and Zingo. A blessed evening, my beloved African brother. How are you and your family and all the Federation? Thank you, Snevis, beloved.
We are peaceful in spite of everything else, my dear brother. How is New York and your family?
Good, man. Things coming back good in New York, brother, but those other states, man, you know? Was 40 states, man. They just see a resurgence of the thing. Those Ku Klux, that I refer to as Ku Klux Klan state. Well, that those people, you know, they have no regards for people. That's all they think about economics, man. Just money. But that's for another time. My brother, quick question. Because I got some other things, and I know the people. Tomorrow sitting is what? What, going to be like a judgment tomorrow or what?
No, it's the first sitting tomorrow, so they'll be, I believe, mostly focused on case management. So
Okay, all right.
Gives his
okay, brother.
on you.
All right, so brother, I know I wish you well and you will triumphant. I ain't got no fear. Those are the frivolous cases. Total joke. But brother, what I want to talk about, brother, is constitutional reform, brother. And let me deal with St. Kitts and Nevis becoming a republic in the next 5 years with an executive president and then in this Westminster form of government, brother. We need a Congress with the House of Representatives and a Senate, brother. Not like up here, our own liking, beloved brother. And in that, brother, the speaker must be elected person, and they choose the speaker from among their peers, the electors, brother. So for the speaker, the House of Representatives must be chosen from the elected members of the House of Representatives. In the Senate, brother, whatever thing you're going to be ready to speak in the Senate, the majority speaker, whatever, must be chosen by his peer or her peers in the Senate, brother. Brother, this nonsense, this is not an attack on the Honorable Capital Seaton. This is an attack on white supremacy and colonialism, brother Patsy. Okay. All when you talk about mess, I don't that thing will happen, and I was living in the Virgin Islands then. You know, when she hold the base and try to do all kind of crap, but that's another thing. But that's again, white supremacy. Beloved brother, come on, we got to get something of our own, beloved.
Yes, my brother, I got
not Tony, not no Governor General nonsense, man. We got to done with that, brother Patches.
Okay, I got you.
And done with that. No, that must be done in the next 5 years, beloved brother.
Got you.
But I got some other things to say, so I will come after 9 to say the other things I have to say, beloved. Continue to listen.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, for your intervention. Good night. Reads this message. Yes, I recall when Jean Byron tried to take the mace. Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Ezekiel Charles, stopped her from taking the mace. Read this message. Somebody also said that it was done in 1982. Caller, you live.
Yes, good evening, namesake.
Good evening, namesake.
And good evening to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I just want to say, wish you congratulations and congrats our parliament. Because you see, when you do things right, you got to come out right. When you do things wrong, it can't come right. So I want to say to you guys, continue to stay firm. That is, don't hold the faith. You're going to get back that seat because I voted for you to be a representative of the people of East Basti. And I'm saying, don't have no fear. God is on your side. And say, who God bless, no man curse. And I want to say to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, we are not going to back up. We're going to go forward. we are not going backward, because this is the time to go forward. If you realize that we move from 7 to 9, so that tells me that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis are saying that we do not want the old regime anymore, because they are no good. They can't spend money, and they'd like to run country bankrupt, and we don't want a leader that's going to bankrupt our country, leave our country in so much of debt, and yet they are still billionaires having so much properties. So we are saying that we're going to stand behind you guys to make sure that whatever done correct and in order, because we believe in order. If it's not in order, it cannot work. So I'm going to say to you tonight, hold forth, don't give up, pray, read your Bible before you go to Parliament tomorrow, and breathe a word of prayer, because God is able to deliver us from the hand of Pharaoh. He already brought us out of the land of Egypt, and He's going to deliver us from the hand of Pharaoh. God bless you. Have a good night.
God bless you as well, my dear brother. At 12 before 9 o'clock, we go straight to call. Let's take this other call. Caller, you're live.
Hello?
You're live, my dear.
Good night, my dear.
Good night.
God bless.
Thank you.
And remember to read the 27 Psalms when you leave home and when you arrive in the court, okay?
Thank you.
We do not want a next Four Seasons Accord, so I don't know what all this noise is about, okay? Nobody going to rush us to do what they don't want to do. We have our government, and we are pleased with our government, and things will go right. You must learn to know when your end has come. God bless, and as I said before, God go with you.
Thank you. The Lord is my shepherd.
Yes, you shall not want.
That's right, my dear.
Bye.
Thank you for your input there. Patches, I just saw a post where Antigua's PM Gaston Brown says that two Caribbean Prime Ministers want to see the demise of Liat. Do you know who he means? Oh, interesting question. I know that the Prime Minister Gonzalez said they have have arranged meetings with Caribbean Airlines. I think that's Jamaican, so I don't know. I just speculate there. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Patches?
Good night, my dear.
Good evening. How are you?
Good night, matron. Forgive me there. I am peaceful. Sounded like a 27-year-old voice.
Oh, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
Thank you.
This is the day that the Lord has made. We have been so glad and we have rejoiced in it. And this, I just want to wish you all the best for tomorrow, and may the hand of the Lord be upon you. You go in the name of the Lord. He is in control. And I pray, God, that He would touch the hearts of the attorneys, that they would be clear in what they have to say and put forward. Lord, that He would give the judge a clear mind to think, because, God, You are a God of love, You are a God of justice. And, Father, we thank You that nothing goes without You having a say in it, Lord. And so we know, Lord, that we can trust You. And so, Lord, we ask that You would calm the spirit of my dear brother, Patches. You would help him to know that he goes in the name of the Lord, and that he is more than conqueror, because You have already said that no weapon that is formed against us that will prosper. And no tongue, every tongue that rises up in judgment against You, God, will condemn. And we're standing on Your word and Your promise, because they are yea and amen in Christ Jesus. So, Lord, give him the strength and help him to know that the joy of the Lord is his salvation. And he will go in the name of the Lord, depending upon You, because You, oh God, is the deliverer. So we give You thanks. We give You thanks, Lord, for even what You're doing tonight, preparing the hearts, preparing the minds, and, Lord, that You will take control of all that will go on. And we will give you all the thanks and all the glory in Jesus' precious name. So be strong, my dear brother. Keep the faith. And may the Lord be with you, guide you, comfort you, and above all, bless you. In Jesus' name.
Thank you, Machan. Amen. So let it be. Thanks, Machan. Got it. Let's go back to the lines. Caller at 7 before 9. You're live.
Hello. Good night.
Good
Hello?
night. That is the king of them all.
Good night, Professor Ian Patrick Liburd, your humble servant. How are you doing?
I am peaceful, my dear brother. I saw someone try to muzzle you yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yes,
Those things don't bother me.
I know that, yes.
You know, remember I used to be a boxer at time, you know. Boxers who had to play the threats and talk, and so that don't bother me at all. Patches. Hello?
Yes, champion.
Hello?
Yes, champion, you're live.
Patches, God be with you tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
I know you believe in the faith of the Lord, and you just keep holding on and Him strong, right? You just keep holding on Him strong, Patches. He will see you too. And I know you believe your Bible, believe in the peace of God, and just take Him with you, and He will hold you up, Patches. Patches, when I heard that, I said, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Here is an individual who's giving up half of his salary to people. I mean, even the counters, they got to be ashamed. We don't need any kind of thing in our election. I heard Lionel Denzel Douglas. You know that person? Lionel Denzel Douglas, you know him?
You're a good friend.
Patches.
Satan.
When I heard Lionel Denzel Douglas say there's going to be a fresh election, everybody know that there's going to be a fresh election. But when? The next 5 years. Any election from the one we're gone, there's going to be a fresh election. So we know we have a fresh election, but he might be there. Because like I tell you, sir, I don't want the Labour Party do it. Dr. John Alden should be ashamed. Serious, Dr. John Alden should be ashamed having Douglas as the leader. A man who tell us he bad from since he born. I mean, come on. It's a man here only about just the party. Not just the party, the whole thing is names. You remember what Mrs. Kander said? Said that he said in the way when he come to the Labour Party, the lately more. Why? The guy from Cairn, they saw he did nominate Denzel Douglas. He said that Denzel Douglas was going to mash up the Labour Party, but not just the party, the country. All them who won the honor Denzel Douglas ticket, they should be ashamed. So when you look at this young guy from St. Peter's, Dr. Terrence Joe, I mean, get up. Dr. Joe, get up and speak out. Get up and speak out. You do not want Denzel Douglas to be your leader. I mean, how you got a person like Lionel Denzel Douglas leading you? Look, all these guys just good. He good and telling lies. He good and telling lies.
Okay, Mike.
But Patches, when I heard, I said, what happened? What happened in Newtown? I mean, this is no bias. This is not a bias call. I mean, here is a guy who giving to the people, and they were just trying to. That is, Okay, you had a good night, eh?
Thank you, my
Safe,
brother.
safe, good drive home. Safe drive home. God bless you, brother.
Thank you, my good brother. Fighting hunks. Thanks a lot. Let's go back to the lines at 4 before.
Good night. How are you?
For 9 o'clock. That sounds like Alice in Wonderland.
I wish you all the best tomorrow.
Thank you
Stay
very
strong as your son has told you. We're out here for you and praying for you. Mr. Liburd with the maze. It's family, the one with the hat for governor and did not help. Mr. Liburd, as Hunk said, the counters have to be ashamed. They say it's 98 and they could have seen something was wrong, but it was a setup. Please to be strong. Mr. Liburd, the lady with the, what's her name again? The new senator was on an interview. She had so much to her name. She well deserved it, but they are saying if it's only one from the Prime Minister constituency, everything they talk about politics. Before they glad for the lady and congratulate her. I hope some unity not following them. All the foreigners here getting what they want. So what is that? And they will be talking for 5 more years. The reject will be no coming back. Harris again. Drive safely and wish you all the best. As I told you, your sons want you to be strong. And anytime you have to remember him, remember what he tell you. Good night. Drive safely.
Thank you very much. Alice in Wonderland. Caller, you live.
Good night, Patrick.
Good.
My name is Dumpling. Patrick?
Turn your radio down. Turn the radio down.
Don't turn down the radio there for me. Let me hear me big and broad.
Yes, I want the whole world to hear you. Lydia?
Patrick, this is Dumpling.
Dumpling Lydia Manners.
All right. And now, a lady is going to give me a number for you from England. You are massive. And I want to pick her up right now because she's listening. Lauren Astafan. Lauren, Dumpling love you. Anyhow, Patrick, all the best tomorrow. And you're a churchman. I saw you in church Sunday.
You did?
Yes, I saw you. I saw you waving and going on and putting your hand in the ear. I saw you when the school children them in the ear.
Okay.
Remember, there is all over church.
Okay, man. Okay.
From kitchen. Anyhow, Patrick, put God first. You understand?
Yes, my dear. I do.
Put God first. And me do what me when I hear so, but when I see you, I feel good now. So, by tomorrow afternoon, I won't get the result. You going to done in a day? You think so?
No, my dear. Tomorrow
is just the fire to go in.
Yeah, there's particular procedures will be outlined, I believe. Yes.
Oh, I'm not checking nothing.
Not tomorrow. No trial is actually tomorrow.
And no, everybody praying for you. You hear?
Thank you.
Everybody praying for you. Small, big, in the baby them. You understand? Because you deserve. I don't care who hear me. Because when I come on and do radio, the last time they say, how me tell you must tell me your granddaughter. And you know that ain't 2 minutes had no talk about your granddaughter. I don't know whether they the foolishness, and then the girl went and put me name on Facebook saying me walk with stick and for that stupidness. You understand? But I leave that because I could have got on the road too, but me ain't got on the road. But anyhow, some of them who laughing with you, they ain't your friend. They ain't your friend. You will see hear your grandparents say, pig be nasty, man, we will make him out abroad and you tell him we at eat time. You remember all of that? And you never see fall bottom till what? What blow?
Wind blow.
Okay. Well, keep on your head because when God help you and you deserve what you deserve, you're going to see all kind of smiling face. Because they say, you know, you used to look after them, you're looking after Spanish. But if you could free the poor, and the disability them. God don't see you through. God don't see you through, Patrice. Only that is such a noise, so they can't say abuse nobody. Good night. This is Dumpling.
Dumpling leader manners.
God see me like I see you in church again Sunday, and I want to sound me voice.
Okay, I look forward to that, my dear.
Okay.
Mr. Liburd, good evening. My street sense tells me Denzel is melting down. Congress was not on freedom with Frogman, Jew, and him. How would you feel if someone was to talk the way Denzel Douglas talks to his father? Patches, that dwarf went into the bottom of the sewage and let him know all that he did for him, his family, and the party. You know Denzel could curse. Say, course, my brother, victory is coming your way soon. Family, raise this email. Yes, and as Lydia Dumpling Manners, my good friend, said, God is the absolute judge. He sets up and he puts down. Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Honorable, good night.
Good night, my dear brother.
Lots of blessings on the beginning of your case.
Thank you.
Patches, I'm going to say something. I want you to examine it. Look at all the Labour Party governments around the Caribbean, and you see how much they owe money to the IMF or to the World Bank. They always put themselves in trouble. Gaspin Brown is another one. I hope that our Prime Minister or this government is not thinking of investing in Riyadh anymore. And you can advise them on that, because I assure you that you don't believe in that anymore. So that's all I have to say. So all the best.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. And as you mentioned, Liat, as someone as normal, as usual in this straight talk, our listeners are always on the ball, and someone actually provided me with that information, corrected me. It's actually Trinidad and Tobago. That's CAL, the Caribbean Airlines. I thought it's Jamaica Airlines is from Jamaica. CAL is originally from the BB days, BWIA days, I think it was. So it's the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and Ralph Gonzalez, the other Prime Minister from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, for that messenger, that email that I got earlier. Thanks a lot, my Straight Talk family, for that correction. Call you live.
Mr. Straight Talk?
How art thou?
Oh man, it's wonderful, it's wonderful. I just want to wish you the best. Tomorrow, do what you're going to do. We love you, and we are praying for you, and God's going to bless you, my brother. Just be strong. Just be strong. All is well, ends well. See you when I see you, my brother. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. See you when I see you. Let's go back to the lines. Calling you live. Hey, dear, yeah, just turn your radio down. Just turn your radio down. Move away. Listen to your telephone. Yeah, but listen to your telephone. Turn your radio down as this week and can have good quality. Are you there?
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good night, sir.
I call you on behalf. Let me tell you something, okay? I don't have nothing against you.
You have
okay?
yeah, but please. Wait a minute. You have a radio there. Turn your radio down. I want the whole world to hear. Whatever you want to say.
Okay, I move from the radio, okay?
Yes, I want the whole world to hear. Whatever you want to say.
In 2016, okay? You won by 4 votes.
Are you there? You seem to have lost the caller. Let's take this other call. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Liburd.
My lord, how art thou, sir?
Not bad at all, and I just hope and pray that everything goes your way tomorrow as for starters, and will continue on your way in favor of you throughout the whole proceedings, whenever that may be. Just a matter of interest, talking about the character of Mr. Denzel Douglas. You can't say calling him Honorable Denzel Douglas. He's Dishonorable Denzel Douglas. I was passing the radio a few days ago. It was on the station, was the radio tuned into Freedom, and Mr. Douglas was talking, and he was talking about his treatment as leader of the opposition. And he mentioned that when the government changed in February of 2015, a few weeks later, he was sworn in as the leader of the opposition. And it was not until almost 18 months later, 2016, that he actually got an office as leader of the opposition. And he says that that was mistreatment and disrespect for him as leader of the opposition. What he forgot, though, is that during his 20 years from 1995 coming up, there were other leaders of opposition. I know Matt Brantley from 2010 to 2015. Yes, Matt Brantley never got the luck that he had to have an office which you can call the leader of the opposition's office. So I can't understand why Mr. Lindsay Douglas should want certain privileges, which he got from the Team Unity government, which shows that it has a better character than him, which he did not give to other previous leaders of opposition. And it just shows the individual want all, but don't want to give to others. He must mistreat people, but expect the best for himself. He's a dirty, nasty man. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Well, I mean, really, the leader of the opposition cannot dictate his own budget. I mean, there's a budgetary process every year. The estimates committee meets. Right now, the process has already started. I mean, he can't dictate that he wants $1 million or whatever figure he wants for a budget. And he knows that's not how it works in the government. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
My dear brother,
Bye.
I haven't heard you for a long time.
Bye. That is the situation there. Last night yesterday afternoon, I hear Denzel Douglas with his stupidness. Now, I went to sleep last night. I went to sleep. I was up and I was praying in my heart. I don't need another time I drop sleep. But I'm saying to you tonight, the writing is on the wall. Now, God don't like ugly. And I can say no one, brother. Denzel Douglas believe God saying it belongs to him. But no. When God waited for him, he gonna know. He said the earth is everything is mine. In Psalm 50. The word thereof is mine. I may call you tonight to tell you, Mr. Patrick, I know this is your word. Laying all these things, you are more than conquerors. Romans chapter 8, verse 37. Laying all these things, you are more than conquerors to them to him that love you. Mr. Patrick, you are conqueror. Psalm 25 said, promotion neither come from the east nor the west. God is the judge of all.
Yep. He sets up.
He set up and boom down. Listen here, as I've been saying it all day long. You cannot come out of God's hand and God will deal with the devil. God will like it. So you can take what you get. The Bible says in Psalm 41, blessed is the man that considereth the poor. Denzel Douglas do not like the poor people. Why you going to go up and say the Denzel Douglas for? So, and he will regret the day that he born. If he couldn't go Me hear yesterday when somebody calling Van Freedom and tell Denzel Douglas, why you stop the man from going to the House Assembly? And the fellow sack it to him. So me tell myself, me not tell you, but me tell myself that is a first term, and he will never. I believe with all my heart, and I prophesy that he is not going. The chance that he lose it. So my brother, be strong. When you go to the courtroom tomorrow, be strong. The Egyptian that you see now, you won't see them no more. God is going to be on your side. And I pray that the Lord will help you and strengthen you for the entire night and day. And so we don't have nothing to worry about. Because let me tell you something, you know. The man got more coming to him already. You know, what about the natural of America? What on the road? Lord have mercy.
Okay, my brother. Thank you very much.
See you all the best here.
It's not that's the Bible man, I call him. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
That is.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man? Greg here.
How you doing?
Man, easy.
Greg, my neighbor, Greg.
Your neighbor. I'm here. That is. I'm finally getting on the show after about 1 million calls.
Oh, I'm happy you did, my brother.
That is, let me tell you something, man. I want you to know that I have a great amount of respect for you. You know, I hope you know that. That is, you at my wedding. I have a great amount of respect for you. That is, this guy who have your position in constituency number 1. That is, he had his only chance the other day to go into that assembly. I know you will come out on top. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, if there's anything serious going to happen tomorrow, but whatever it is, you're on your way. That is as far as Denzel Douglas them go. These people are political perverts. They are trying to force themselves on a country that has said no to them. That is, when somebody says no, no means no. The Labour Party has become a political pervert, want to force themselves on the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. They have become an inconvenience to the people of this federation. You understand? And I hope this government understands that they have a big majority, and the only people who could destroy this government is this government. Anyway, I ain't going to stay long. I'm going to let somebody else get in. You take it easy. You have a nice night, my brother. Peace.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. I like that. Political pervert. Oh, that's language. Calling you live. Hello, caller.
Good night, my dear beloved brother.
My dear sister, how art thou?
I'm not good at all. And how are you?
I am peaceful.
I pray the Lord will guide you, protect you, and help you to remain focused for tomorrow. You belong in constituency number 1. Number 1 don't have a leader. He said he will. This is history for him. History for him. And he couldn't present himself to number 1 because the leader is right there on the radio. If this should have been history that he could go back many years from now and call it memory lane that he had won his seat and he went to Parliament and been sworn in. But no, he couldn't go because he know he no win. Well, I am praying to God tonight that He would protect you, guide you, help you, and the Lord will cover you with His blood. And you will go in the courthouse tomorrow, full-minded, full focus, and the Lord will see you too. We will come out bat in hand, and the Lord will see you too. You have a pleasant night, safe journey home, and pray God guidance for tomorrow, God's willing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. Good night as well. We go back to the lines at 17 past 9 o'clock. Caller, you live. Hello, caller. Hey, the caller.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
God bless.
Yeah, could you speak up?
Not thyself of evildoers.
Yeah, but speak it in the phone because we can't hear you too well.
Yes, I'm speaking. Fret not thyself of evildoers, neither be envious to workers of iniquity. For the Lord God Almighty is high, He knows, and He will. Mr. Ian Patrick, but this is a time where just the paper, 7 golden standards shall rise. We are confident in the victory of good and over evil. And I'm telling you, be of good courage. God is on your side. The family that pray together shall stay together. Lift your head up high. When you go into that place, just remember, fret not. God is on your side. He said, don't write nothing. I will speak through you. He will put towards to the lawyers that are there to represent you. I declare and decree, no weapon that is formed against the just shall prosper. And every tongue rise up in judgment, it is condemned. Because this is the heritage of the children of God. Shalom.
Shalom, my brother. We do apologize for the quality of the call there. Dr. Douglas's reasons for not attending Parliament yesterday is nothing more but a red herring. He knows who he can fool and mislead continually, but for sure not me. I cannot understand how people can believe anything this man says when we all know that he's a born liar. Long before Justice Bell found him out and used a pleasantry to describe him as a stranger to the truth, I personally had found him out as a pathological liar, reads this email. Back to the lines, caller, you live.
Greetings again, Brother Patches. Brother Patches, let me just say, listen, people of St. Kitts and Nevis must stop listening to those devils, especially that devil from St. Paul. They have nothing whatsoever to contribute to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis and nation building. Waste too much time on those devils. They're no good for St. Kitts and Nevis. They don't love the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, Brother Patrick. So you must not waste any time on them. We must, administration and our people, just do what we have to do and build our country and make it the shining star, not just in the Caribbean, but on the international level, Brother Patsy. Stop wasting time with those losers. They're losers. They have nothing whatsoever to contribute. They have demonstrated that 20 years ago from 1995 to 2015. I mean, 25 years ago. But, you know, so what are you not saying that we waste no time in them? But let me say too, but I would love to see whether that a young sister or brother, given that they're the position ambassador, the St. Kitts Nevis ambassador to the United Nations, qualify young brother or sister. Beloved brother, we must put so far young people and so far that we can get in some good position. And it got to continue, beloved brother. A mixture of youth and experience, brother. That's the way we have to go. I have respect for elders and I will always will, beloved brother. But we must do the right thing. But I will just like to ask, Brother Coach, I hear about Sister Mother Rollins, man. Long time I heard her voice, and this brother used to call Lorenzo, I think is his name. I hear from the brother for a long time.
Okay.
So, Brother Patches, I wish you well, and everything will be all right, man. Everything will go in your favor, beloved brother. We will triumphant, but beloved brother, when that decision is made. So, brother, have no fear. You're an African warrior now. You're strong, brother, man. So, Brother Patches, you know, I have the utmost love and respect for you, and that will always be my beloved brother. You're like a blood brother to me. So, brother, you have everything, beloved brother. I wish you well, brother. No, when everything is said and done, you will be victorious. Brother, continue to listen. You have a blessed weekend, beloved brother. And, you know, brother, again, watch who your friends are. Everybody who smile. You know the song? Smiling faces, brother. They'll stab you in the back. They will smile in your face and stab you in the back, brother Patches. And be careful of who you eat and drink from, beloved brother.
Thank you.
And, beloved brother, you know you got to arm yourself with whatever it takes, beloved brother.
Okay.
Brother, you're going to be victorious, beloved brother. Stay strong, continue the great works, beloved brother. One love, Pan-Africanism will perish, my beloved brother.
Thank you, my brother. All the best. One love to you as well. Good night, Patches. In 1979, there was a similar court case between Anthony Ribeiro versus Kennedy Simmons, which took almost 5 months for judgment. My question is, are you anticipating that your case will take a similar length of time to get a judgment? My simple response is, that's left to the court, my dear brother, and trust. We can only trust and hope that it will be expedited. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
Man, I missed half the show already. I just coming to it at 9 o'clock when Dumpling was up, the lady Dumpling.
Okay.
Listen.
It's now playing back on Facebook, YouTube is normally.
Yeah, YouTube too. Yeah, I don't do with Facebook, you know. But anyhow, I just want to wish you all this. But remember one thing, Patrick. I don't want to speak facts. The lie is a donkey. The lies are not. You know that. And especially with the OECS, these people, a lot of them are incompetent. You don't know what they will do. But this guy know that he lost the thing. He's surprised that he must have said, oh my God. But the thing is with Denzel, he know you win the election, and what he's doing, he probably saying to himself, Bob Patrick, come on in there, he's going to win you because if he see, so let's try a thing. What Denzel is doing is trying a thing. You understand? And, look, bro, if you see, they know it, they all know it. But I hope you get in there in time for when Sam is the speaker. You understand? He wants to be the speaker. I mean, what has gone wrong with this guy? Has he lost it? He wants to be speaker. The guy's out on his mind. What's wrong with you and this guy, Dwyer? Had they lost it? Anyhow, Patrick, I wouldn't wishing you all the best because you see, they all know it. And thinkers need you. Please, that thinkers need you. In either way, if they don't think, you're still going to come out of it. But you're a good man. You know what I realized that? John Hill is the quintessential grammar school man. Selfish. You, even though you went to the people like you and Morgan Laws, every time I see Morgan Laws or Sam Nasty, we get the elbow, you know? You guys make me feel good to be black and to be a critician. But otherwise, people like Denzel, they make you feel ashamed. You understand? They make you feel ashamed to be criticians. These guys are no good. Somebody tell me today that, what the guy named Connors and Douglas had it up telling me it's time to go and give him some big bad word. I did not hear about that. You heard anything about that? I didn't hear anything about that. No. But another thing, the Prime Minister, and once you come back on board, have to have a listening tour around the country. Even to that little dirty con over there, St. Paul, Deep-Bay, Sadlers, and that little Newton ground. You all have to have a listening tour to see what the people want. You all have changed thinking patches. And I know about the line of the Labour people. Remember in the court where they would one lie like a dog. So they're liars. They're liars. They were walking thinkers like monkeys. Okay? All these people on Douglas, the grammar school elite. You're not like them. People like you you Morgan laws and a few others. The rest of them are dirty dogs. They'll destroy thinkers. But you all have to catch it. You all have to have a listening to it.
Gotcha, my brother.
Okay?
Thanks a lot, my brother.
Okay, communicate. Well, anyhow, so Patches, please.
Okay, my brother.
All the best to you, and like I said, well, remember, the law is a donkey. So keep everything going, the lives and that, especially with those incompetent level people in that court. But all the best to you, and brother, ain't too many petitions. I ain't too many darkness to let you. The way you walk in thinkers, you and Dr. Harris, God bless you, and God bless Dr. Harris. Good luck tomorrow, buddy. But remember, the lives are donkey. Have a good one, Patrick.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thanks for your input. I am at variance with you, though, because the Caribbean and the OEC, inclusive of the OECS, do have some really super jurists, I will call them. Caller, you're live. Call, let's take this call. That one, too. Caller, you're alive. Hello, caller.
Yes. Hello. Good evening. Well, a lot of things I got to say about labor, you know, but the Prime Minister there was a labor man too, you know, so I tell them what put him to, you know, how loyal labor be, everybody loyal. But I want to know why the register place locked down. So when we were in, I didn't want to lock it down, but yesterday somebody went there and they said it locked down. And when somebody supposed to go in, but I in, why you code for? We didn't code. You all work with the stonewall, took the thing us. And I want to know that you must stop worrying yourself about the seed. Because the money is sweet, and let somebody else get some. And you have a blessed evening and safe journey home. Take care. I saw you today. See you. Bye.
Thank you. That's my labor friend. Yes, the money was sweet, but I gave up half my salary. I wonder who will do that. Caller, you live.
Hello.
Yes, my brother.
I got to laugh, you know, brother.
You must laugh, yes. Right.
Morning, Peter, cabbage man. Morning, Peter, cabbage man. I heard Mr. Jerry said that anybody associate themselves with Douglas, he has nothing to do with them. Well, he eat up his words. Eat up his words. And the other one who said that Douglas will do anything to get into power. He's a dangerous man, and we have to get him out of there. After 1993 election, he went across the Nevis in the dead of night in a fishing boat. The boat went in the wrong bay, and he almost drowned. He repeat, he almost drowned. How we desperate for power. Now they are the same ones who are saying he's the best thing that God put here to lead this country. And after saying those kind of things, them they want to go say they want to be governor. And another thing, that is, when you hear people talk about a story about somebody else, they know something about it. They know something about it. Remember one of them say, I know that Zambo give Douglas money, and Zambo wanted to know how he going to get back his money. And there was supposed to be a meeting between myself, Alva Henderson, and Zambo to know how we can get back his money. Next thing, Zambo dead. Somebody know something how Zambo dead. And up to now, no investigation going on away. Zambo is a citizen of the Federation. I know the man, he don't trouble people. He always got a smile for you. Doesn't matter who you be, he can smile for you. And he can ask if you're alright. And he always got a helping hand, a good Samaritan hand to help anybody. So nobody could come and say that Zambo was bad. But people, when they go about you think them, brother, then you will know who they be. Patrick, always watch your back. I pray for you. And not eat nothing from nobody. Do look Mr. Bradshaw. Mr. Bradshaw and nobody open a drink for he. He open it himself. Not even if somebody buy a popsicle and give you, I mean a sweetie, try to it. Have a good night, Patches. God bless you.
Have a good night as well, my dear brother. It's 9:30. As we, if you're just joining us, my Straight Out family, we actually looked at the the opening session of Parliament today, or yesterday I should say. And just to add as well, as part of the throne speech that was delivered by His Excellency the Governor General, Sir Tapley Seaton, there were some pledges made. There were, in fact, I think there were 6 pledges. One pledge, continuing to build out a diversified and resilient economy. That was the first pledge, I should say. The second pledge was the providing more opportunities to improve the quality of life of our people. And the third pledge given by the government and as part of the throne speech yesterday was to protect our people and our borders, in that our government has the greatest respect for the maintenance of law and order within our tiny jurisdiction. Pledge number 4 was to enhance public services and infrastructure. And pledge number 5, pursuing a greener, more sustainable future. And the final and last pledge, pledge number 6, was to maintain our commitment to our good governance agenda at every level. My Street Dog family. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller?
Yes, hello. I don't know what that is again. I call that he, when that man they're calling about Peter Cabbage, tell him, you know, that we need.
Yeah, but we don't really need that. Are you Peter? Are you Peter?
People like that when they're handicapped, right? Because he always not gonna manage. That's why he's not gonna manage where we live.
Okay.
He's not gonna manage the people.
Okay, I got you, my dear. Let's go back to the lines. Call, we missed that call. Let's take this other call. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Stand still, I know that He is God. There's no reason to fight, for the battle is not yours. The battle is the Lord. I want you to stand strong and have a good courage. God is with you.
Thank you very much. What a lovely voice, melodious voice, my dear sister. Thanks as well for the support. Good night, Patches. And I wish you all the best in the proceedings tomorrow. As far as the Douglas fiasco is concerned, that devious man is only concerned about himself. He does not care who he drags into the mud with him just to get what he wants. Those other followers are sissies. They should have told Dougie straight up that they were not going to courts with him, but rather he should step down. Instead, they are following him and effectively encouraging with his foolishness. No wonder he treats them like nitwits. Reads this email. This other email reads, "Good night, sir. I'm a born division living in the USVI. I have been listening to your show since the last election. Since then, I have been listening. I always try to be home on time to listen, but sometime I reach home from work late. I heard you made mention of your plan about the bridge between St. Kitts and Nevis, of which I'm a strong supporter. So I want to make my input. I'm suggesting that we use, there should be Booby Island, for the main support pillar for the bridge. May God give you justice tomorrow." Thank you, my dear brother. Caller, you live. Hello, caller. Or sister, that should be. Caller, you live.
Hi, good evening, humble servant.
My dear brother and help of the helpless, voice of the voiceless. Good evening.
Yes, I too wish to extend best wishes to you tomorrow. I know it's going to be, one cannot predict how long it's going to be drawn on for, but the proceedings started tomorrow. Best wishes. I just wait till the dust settles. I'm very optimistic that everything is going to be good, and we shall continue the work. Someone called in earlier, or you probably read an email about really reaching out to the poor and the less fortunate. And that was your mission, and that is our mission. We have come from humble beginnings, and it's nothing going to stop us now from giving back to those that really paved the way for us. And so tomorrow, be strong. I wish you all the best in the name of Eve, whom I call Eve, the Almighty God. And just remember your ancestors. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much for your support as well. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good night. This is Sugar.
Sugar from West Farm.
Yes, that's right. West Farm Beach.
Yes.
Well, even though you have one good term, these are another. Now you have two good terms, these are three times.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to tell you in this one. So, I remember the man is a Christian now, too. You were careful when you talk about God people. You know where I'm coming from?
Certainly.
And your culture warning you to be careful. I mean, that's not wrong with it. Because you can't be too careful, but you could be too careless. But remember, fear is a killer too. So, I want to wish you all the best tomorrow. With God bless you. And I want you to get through safely. I know the politicians never treat you. When the government is found there, they mash up the country too. Anyway, good luck tomorrow. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you, my dear brother Sugar. I wonder if Sam Conda understands the aphorism that a bird in the hand was two in the bush. You see, Sam, you were the ambassador of the United Nations, getting a fat salary paid in the US. How effective you were is another question. You were so subservient to Dwyer and Douglas that you were unable to resist their encouragement and persuasion to resign and return to the fold of labor, with an enticing promise that your wife will be the new first female governor of the Federation when Labor wins. Well, boy, Sam, that did not happen, and you are now out of a job. Now you are asking the government to appoint you as Speaker of the House, because according to you, you have the experience, but sorry for you, you had your good job as ambassador, and you allowed Dwyer and Douglas to persuade you to give it up. Now you're virtually begging the same team, Unity, for a job. Poor you, Sam. I'm really sorry for you. Read this email. Caller, you're alive. Hello, caller.
Hi, Patrick. Good night. How are you, man?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
I am okay. I want to ask you, I don't know if you can recall, you remember maybe like 3.5 years into your first term. I think it's a couple of callers ago. Used to tell you that some big man going to be running in Central and they're going to win for the election run. You can recall that?
No, I don't. Help me.
You don't?
No, big man in Central are going to win?
Going to run and win.
Okay.
That will be the election run. You can even call your program that time before I come up here to live. I recall that going maybe like 3.5 years in your first term. You used to tell about this big man who had money can run in Central and win. And I believe it's a couple of hours ago. A caller who call the program asking. Anyway, all I want to tell you, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting the last time, so I'm still waiting. No disrespect to all who wish you best and all kind of thing. I'm just waiting.
Okay, my brother.
All the best and take care.
Thanks a lot.
Alright.
Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Patrick, thanks for taking my call, sir. Quickly, I want you to look at this. There's a possibility that Mr. Hanley, Jeffrey Hanley, did not go to Parliament because he still might be a citizen of the United States. And he was probably hoping that the borders would have been open, so he might have been able to go and give in his citizenship before he goes into Parliament. Because if he goes into Parliament with a citizenship of the United States, that gives you the right to put him in the court. You end up just like Denzel Douglas. Do you think about that? Hello?
No, I don't, quite frankly.
Okay, but is it possible?
Well, all things are possible. All things are possible. I haven't really...
But is it legal or illegal?
For what?
For someone who might still have a citizenship and like how he's supposed to want his seat, as they say, and he goes into Parliament, swearing into Parliament, and once he's swearing into Parliament, then he actually still has the American citizen trying to get out of St. Kitts, but because the borders are closed and everything, can't get out to get to give him his citizenship. That can be possible.
Well, as I said, I haven't really put my mind to what you're saying, but the most I can say that part of the petition relates to disqualification from election. As a petitioner, we spoke to the fact that we believe he's under acknowledgement of allegiance and obedience.
Okay, don't say no more then. Yeah. Since it's been in the court, don't say anymore.
But that scenario working out, I haven't put wrapped my mind around that.
Thank you so much. I don't want you to say anything else.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, just for the safety of the case.
Thanks a lot, my dear brother.
Okay, bless.
Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Hey, good night.
Good night, sir.
I'm calling concerning. Do you believe, do the country believe that we should have chief parliament representative to pay X amount of money and stand over it just like that? Relax it like that?
I don't quite understand the question. Can you repeat it?
The question is that so many money that these ministers got to pay. General Powell, Sean, Grant, and we're going to say it was Douglas here, minor thing. Douglas have a passport problem, but money problem is a quarter's work. Douglas kids don't try, but money problem, and if an ordinary man going to get jail. So what the public should do, I think that right now, well, for me right now, direct, I think that we need a process. We need a protest and this kind of thing.
A protest of what? Against what? I'm not following.
Against these ministers got to pay $365,000, 3,300 and this amount and X amount of money. This is wrong.
Well, I don't know if you're referring to the deputy who had a. I don't know if
we have a deputy got paid something $1,000. First time ever been in politics.
Take your time. This is not the first time somebody has to pay costs. The $300 and something $1,000 he had to pay costs for some defamation case, and I'm aware that he has appealed to the higher court.
So what? He appealed. So others before appeal once, appeal twice.
But do they have to pay costs too? I don't understand. I seem to have dropped out, my dear brother, but if you can get back in, just provide some better explanation for me. Call you live.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Liburd.
Good night, my dear brother.
Yeah, and you did know the nomination day, the form that you all signed, didn't one part of it mention about if you having if you swear allegiance or something like that to a foreign state, you should declare it or something like that on the form?
I don't recall that, quite frankly, if that's on the form.
Okay, is that on the form?
I really don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Because, why I say that is because people are talking about now about Jeffrey trying to get out and so. Because to me, once the election, if he go now and do it, to me it doesn't make any sense still because he already contest the election with it. So whether he go now and if he still has it, and he go now and give it up, it still doesn't make any difference because he contest the election with it as a U.S. citizen. That's all I wanted to know. I thought it was something that was on the form.
I'm not saying it's on the form. I really, at this point, I can't remember exactly what is really written. How the phrase is coined on the form, but I really don't know if it actually speaks to that, right? But it may be bringing out that particular point, okay? Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks.
I'm really sorry for that, but that's my bad, my straight out family. I should, in fact, try to look that up and get some clarification on the call. Every time Mrs. Henry calls on the radio to make her presentation, immediately after her barbecue vendor would call in and try to debunk no matter what Miss Henry's or what Mrs. Henry, beg your pardon, has articulated. She gives a false impression that she knows it all, for she is the brightest of bright. I want to say to her, Miss Barbecue, you once supported unity, and like a few others, you wanted a certain favor and did not get it, so you're mad. That is your problem. I don't care how much you speak and spokes on the radio. You are no match for Lady Henry. She has eclipsed you by far. Just shut up, reads this email. This other email reads, just to comment on the arrival of students at Ross University. There are lots of people who spoke about them not being quarantined, but one must consider the number of students, and do the OTI have space to accommodate all these students? In fact, there are quarantined, as I know, down in the dorms. Please see attachments. No, that's a long one, which will indicate that Ira is an ill-disciplined person from young. This is the man who wants to be on the radio, often wants to give advice on every topic. And this attachment reads, Canadian International Development Agency Trainees Annual Report. Name of the institution, University of the West Indies, Caveville Campus. Name of trainee, Ira D. McMahon. Course, Bachelor's BSc General. Academic year. What is this saying? Okay, we'll have to perhaps look at that at some other time. Let me look at that and get back to it. Caller, you live. Hello, caller.
Good night, my cousin. And how are you?
I am peaceful, dear cousin. You've abandoned me.
No, I couldn't get in. I call in all the time. I feel so glad I get in.
I'm so happy.
I want to wish you all the best tomorrow. I want you to go with God on your mind. Nothing else. Read your Bible before you leave. Read your Psalms tonight and read Psalms 23 tonight and Psalms 27 tomorrow. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
Oh, whence?
And I pray that the Lord cover you with his blood. He blesses you in your going out and coming in. He know you're down sitting and you're upbringing. And I pray he cover you with his blood. Build a fence around you with his blood from the hands of the enemies. Go with God. Safe drive home. Watch your back. Every shadow is a man. And I always tell you, don't eat nothing from nobody and don't drink nothing from nobody. Because I want you to know me. I know you, but you don't know me yet. I want to know you. Love you, love you, love you.
I love you more.
Stay sweet.
I love you more, my dear.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Let's go back to the lines at 10 before 10 as we wind down. Caller, you live.
Well, good night, Mr. Blackson.
Good night, sir.
Yeah. I'm calling you to let you know. I want you all to get rid of the Attorney General. He don't know the law. You need a good Attorney General. All them things what he doing, he can't get a cup of plate. He can hear him there and talking about if you can't come, the man ain't got to collect the money and all that thing. He's supposed to say, well, we could bring a case against the man with the money we pick up from the job. I don't understand this thing. This man, this thing, I got to get rid of this man, man. You need to go to Tony. I don't go somewhere else and get one. The man ain't a Attorney General. How you do Attorney General when you want help? There's somebody got to show you this to tell you that. You're supposed to get the books or something. You're supposed to know. Now Attorney General was supposed to ask. Now don't ask them people to thing. They're going to put in the books.
Yeah, but
not you got to somebody got to tell him about this thing, man. I don't like that. See, man, already yet.
But I don't know if I'm following you, but and I know that Attorney General is never out of words and he can defend himself, but I...
Oh, yeah, but the man, he can't bring a case, he can't bring a case, but he do so much things. And how do young people go to jail? How so much young people go to jail?
But that's
not... How we think?
Bear with me a minute, no? That's not how I know it works, right? Because there's a director of public prosecutions, right? The Attorney General's role is to advise the government. He's the chief legal advisor to the government.
No, Attorney General is looking for the people too.
Yeah,
not just the government.
But when it comes
so I mean, he ain't defending the people, just the government is defending?
Yeah, yes, he can bring cases, but as I'm telling you, the principal a lawyer in that role is the Director of Public Prosecutions.
I think the body, he's not a good lawyer. He wasn't a good lawyer. I can't speak. If I can't speak, what do you think? How are you going to be a good lawyer?
Okay.
I remember we didn't hear him. We had a big brother thing. Muslim who had to take them out. He and Robert, when they had the case with Wanga and them, man. With the clothes, pick up and thing. The Muslim who to get to Wanga, and that's how they get, otherwise they will go in jail. The man is so hot.
Okay, I got you, my brother.
There is a hot. I so vexed. Man, the man somebody in jail now by now.
Okay, got you.
He doing too much to me. He's going to have a lot of things. Okay. That's why, because he not even doing nothing about it.
Okay.
Because serious. Okay, man, no problem, man.
Thanks.
I'm glad for you.
Thanks for you.
But we'll be careful about against each other, no problem. So I'm glad for you, man.
We did. I used to run past you.
Beg your pardon?
I used to run past you, you said?
Man, you're the guy showing down here when you play Mexico, the man don't look at that one. When a beat a man to come back and make it, if a beat you come back in front of me again.
Okay.
You think that's a good thing, man, no problem.
Thank you, my brother. Take care, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's for you. Okay.
Thank you, my brother. Let's go back to the line. Talking about those football days. Yes, I passed a lot of the defense. Call you live.
Hey, boss, good night. How are you?
I am peaceful, my dear R.
God is the answer, and our God answers prayer. Safe drive home, all the best. Take care.
Thank you, my dear R. Thanks a lot for your lovely, I'm sorry, dear, your lovely melodious voice, dear. Straight Talk has so many singers, you know. You have one Calypsonian too, right? You have the People's King and you have a Mighty Culture. At 6 before the 9 o'clock hour, someone sent me this information and a letter from 1973 about our good friend Ira McMahon, and his a letter from signed by the permanent secretary way back. Perhaps I'll have to read that before I really take it to the airwaves. But thanks for that letter nonetheless. Hi Patches, good night. Read this email. I am writing this email to let you know that you should read Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. With God all things are possible, and it will be possible. Recognizing that Denzel Douglas had a Dominican passport, how come he could sit in the House and even run for elections? I thought he would have been disqualified. To God be the glory, reads this email. And as we wind down tonight's programming, in the event you have joined me at this tardy moment, at this late moment, my Straight Dog family, we looked at the opening of the parliamentary session, the new session of Parliament, which was opened with much pomp and ceremony yesterday at the Marriott Ballroom. We also recall that the Douglas, who should be leader of the opposition, he has been written to, I believe, by the Governor General, and he has not accepted to date for some flimsy reason. But that's Douglas, the same old Douglas, and he won't change. And he boycotted Parliament yesterday, in the event you don't know, and the misguided and bogus rep from number 1 followed him around as well. But Douglas made this decision, he said, the day before.
The leadership of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party has taken the decision not to attend the official opening of the National Assembly that is set to take place at 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, July the 8th, 2020.
And yes, my Straight Dog family, he also filed some cases here.
We have filed a lawsuit based on 6 petitions that have been put forward challenging the return results of constituency numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8, with a clear view to trigger fresh elections so that the true will of the people can be determined.
Just got some information in as well that Justice Ward has made an order on paper adjourning tomorrow's hearing to next week. This was done further to an application from one Anthony Astafan, who apparently has belatedly joined the defense team for the other petitioners from the opposition side. So I'm getting this now for the first time, my Straight Dog family. So we understand that an order was made to adjourn the hearing to next week, and this was done, I'm advised, upon an application by Anthony Astafan of Dominica, who has, it would seem, belatedly joined the defense team. So I'll have some more information on that as it comes to hand, my Straight Dog family. But again, as I said, the Miss Leader, the bogus rep, had an
I would have received a package indicating to me that the opening of Parliament would have been today.
And he never went. He snubbed the Governor General. He snubbed who is the head of the Parliament. He snubbed everyone just because of instructions he got from his boss, Douglas. And is this the leader you want, my Straight Dog family? The short-term representative in East Bastille, he confirmed receipt of an invitation. But this bogus representative had to follow the instructions of his misguided boss, and may very well would have lost his only opportunity to put on his red tie, his red shoes, and his red jacket, and sit on the opposition benches and be sworn in out, would have taken the affirmation of the oath of allegiance. He's lost that opportunity. The bogus representative likes to say that he is with East Bastille, yet he contributes absolutely nothing to the poor people of East Bastille. And many constituents express disappointment, their disappointment and that of others, that he did not attend. Remember this, my Straight Dog family.
Jeffrey, you disappointed me in that I was listening to hear you get sworn in, and I'm sure many of the people in East Bastille were very disappointed.
Yes, that's the expression of disappointment, and that of others, with no plausible response except to say that he had to follow the Douglas instructions and not attend Parliament yesterday. My Straight Dog family, as we wind down tonight's programming, I'm gonna take one or two more calls, and I'm reminded that Douglas, in fact, did not concede in 2015 as well, and so too he did not concede in 2020 elections. He's always looking for fresh elections, and perhaps it's his way of trying to stay in. Perhaps I'll take this and make this my last call for the night. Call you live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Okay, I'm not hearing this caller. Okay, I think yes, my Straight Dog family, my time is done and I've got to run. I want to thank, or perhaps I'll take this again and call if you can use 30 seconds. Can you? Hello, caller. Hello, caller. I think it's time to run, my Straight Dog family, because my time is done. I want to thank first of all, I should say, I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight, and as always, I want to thank the many callers, those of you who called, and even those who could not get into the line. I want to thank you. I want to thank those who sent emails. There's some Facebook messages I would have missed, obviously. Pages missed, obviously. Forgive me for that. And for those of you who just listen, remember, you are the ones, all of you are the ones who make Straight Talk, and for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patches Libers, and God's will, we will connect on Monday for another edition of Straight Talk. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend, my Straight Talk family, and be good to yourselves, be good to all whom you meet. And remember that whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you must believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Monday, have yourself a wonderful weekend.
For the morning light, give thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night, for the rest of food and loving care, and for my mother's breath of life that's got me here. So whatever my mind can see that I will achieve, you better believe. Because I do the things I should, be to my brethren kind and good, the best I could. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on, till I reach the top somehow. Down on my knees, to the Lord I kneel and pray. Heart and soul, beg Him to take me through each day. My guardian to keep and my guide over every step I take. He will preside. So whatever my mind can see that I will achieve, you better believe. Because I do the things I should, be to my brethren kind and good, the best I could. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on, till I reach the top somehow. Since God protects me with His love, strong, pure and true, and so sincere, company I'll always take to the Lord in prayer. So whatever my mind conceives that I will achieve, you better believe, because I do the things I should, be to my brethren kind and good, the best I could. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on, I gotta reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on, till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on, I gotta reach the top somehow.
At FarmCare Pharmacy, we continue to expand our offerings to meet our customers' needs. We are home to your favorite products and brands, including Alcolado, bodybuilding supplements, Canadian healing oil, Limacol, Ferrol, SSS Tonic, Smoker's Extra Hard Toothbrush, Keeler Stockings, and many more. Stop by our 4th Street store from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Or visit our Bird Rock branch 9 a.m. to 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday, on Sundays 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are the preferred pharmacy in St. Kitts and Nevis and are committed to serve you better. Farm care for your wellness, comfort, and privacy.
They're the best I know. That's the only place to go.
This message is for every business owner in St. Kitts and Nevis. Jumpstart your business and set yourself apart from your competitors with an advertising solution from ZIZ Radio, ZIZ Television, or Big Wave. The Advertising Solutions Department at ZIZ prides itself on providing client-focused advertising solutions that make sense for all local businesses. Don't use the excuse that you can't afford to advertise. Call us at 465-2621. We will sit with you, discover your needs, and design a solution that fits your budget. Advertising works, and with ZIZ, it works even better for your business.
When I wake up in the morning, I just have a smile. There's no Caribbean, it's always on my side.